Hey there, welcome to the Jeff and Heidi Show, where you're going to have the opportunity to listen to and learn from everyday entrepreneurs. Welcome. This is Jeff of the Jeff and Heidi Show. Heidi's not with me today, but I'm excited to have Christina Flach with me today. She's a celebrity makeup and hair artist. She's a creator and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup. So I'm excited to talk about her entrepreneurial journey today and learn more about her. So welcome. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for having me on today. I'm sorry Heidi isn't here.
Yeah, no problem. So first of all, before we get into your entrepreneurial journey, just give a little bit more background of what it is you do and tell us more about your business.
Okay, well, I am the creator and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup. I am also a celebrity makeup artist. I started doing makeup and hair for Photoshoots. I have 3 agents across the country. And in 1999, I started my company called Pretty Girl, which I formulated lip gloss and lip plumper and lipsticks and other bath products. I was a mom of 5 and I was constantly drinking water, putting on lip gloss. And it was a constant battle of the water and the lip gloss. And I thought, you know what? I can't find one I like. I'm going to create my own. So I met with a beauty chemist and we formulated the texture and the different colors. And that's how I started.
Very cool. You know what? I love that story because I was actually with someone this past week who I consider to be an action taker. We got talking about a certain business opportunity and it could have turned into something that drug on. And yeah, we should do it. Maybe we'll do it someday. Within a matter of a couple of days, this turned into a reality. And so I love it that you found a need for yourself and took action on it. So that's really cool. It says a lot about you as an entrepreneur. So let's talk about that entrepreneurial journey. So how long ago was that you started that?
I started my company in 1999, a very long time ago. And the beauty industry has changed quite a bit since when I began. When I started, there was no Instagram or Facebook or you dealt with beauty editors, celebrities, and publicists, and that was it. And so it's definitely evolved. And that's part of the interesting thing about being a CEO and an entrepreneur is that you have to go with the change of the tide. When things change, you have to shift and move with it and not complain and just know everything's going to be, that's one thing in life I know, there's going to be constant change. So you either accept it and deal with it or crawl up in a ball. It's been interesting. I love what I do so much. And I've always told my kids, I'm the mother of 5. And I have told my children always figure out what you love doing, that you love it so much that you wouldn't care if you were paid. Because when you're starting a business, there's no money. You just are hoping to survive. And so you have to enjoy the whole entire process until the company starts making money, and then figure out how to get paid by doing what you love doing. And I have enjoyed so much this process. It's very interesting to be having the job as a celebrity makeup artist and doing photo shoots and being a CEO, but I love it because it gives me a creative outlet because I am an artist. But I also like being a CEO and running a company. So it's a perfect combination for me too. And I think it also keeps my company a little bit more relevant because I am a working makeup artist. I haven't just decided to sit in my office and run my company.
So tell me a little bit more about that process of the beginning. So in 99, you wanted a better lip gloss.
Yes.
You figure out where you can go to find someone to help you do that. Mm-hmm. Talk about the journey you took from going through that process, figuring that out. How do you build that into a business?
So I was on holiday in Hawaii with some friends and my family, and my kids had finally gotten to the point where I didn't have to sit in the swimming pool with them. And we were looking at magazines, and my girlfriend said to me, "Oh my gosh, we're just sitting here being pretty. We're being pretty girls." And she's German. And I just thought, what does that even mean? She's like, "Well, no one knows we're mommies for 5 minutes." And I thought that is the name of my company, because I feel that as a mom and a business person, we are so exhausted. We are working so hard. And if I can make someone laugh laugh for a second with a lip gloss named Rich Husband or Day at the Spa or Girlfriends or Let's Go Shopping, I thought, this is great. So that's kind of how it started. And I'm self-funded. I had no investors, and I came up with a lip plumper and 6 lip glosses. And I wanted them to look good on all different skin types because I have friends and family that are all different shades of the rainbow. And so I use them as my guinea pigs. And I started that way. I've been lucky to having these different celebrities that will use my lip glosses. That I'm on a shoot and I give them a gift like, oh, here's my lip gloss. Let me, see what you like. If you like it, use it. So it's been interesting. I write for magazines as well. I write different articles. I just had an article come out last week on eyebrow trends for 2022 that was in a magazine in women's fitness. So that was pretty exciting. And they also showed 2 images of photo shoots that I've done of models. So I try to just keep doing different things with my business because it keeps my interest peaked constantly. And I also think it's good for the company that I'm doing different things.
Right. So were you already a celebrity makeup artist before you came out with your product?
Yes,
okay,
I was.
So that helped you launch your product that way?
It absolutely, it didn't hurt. Let's just say that.
Right.
It didn't hurt. I had a publicist and an agent, and it definitely helped. It opens the door, but you still have to work so hard. And it's so interesting because you don't know what marketing is going to work. You think, oh, I'm going to for example, I was in InStyle magazine, and I remember thinking, oh, this is it. Like, I'm going to make $1 bajillion because I'm in InStyle or Vogue. And the funny thing was, a little tiny newspaper in Minnesota wrote an article that honestly was like 5 sentences. And I ended up making more money on that tiny little article than I made in 6 months. So you just never know. And timing is everything. My son passed away 15 years ago on Christmas Day. And so after that happened, I kind of didn't care about my work and my company. I kind of let it float for a bit. I went through a little bit of a dark period, and I ended up getting divorced, and it was just very challenging. But then a few years later, I met my husband, Ken Flach, who was a professional tennis player. We fell in love. We got married. And I really wanted to get my company. It was like that child that didn't go to college. And I wanted Pretty Girl I wanted to give it another try and see if I could get it to be big and to be as successful as it can be. So I was able to get things back on track with Pretty Girl. And then my husband passed away. So I had another bump in the road. So I knew this time when I went through my husband passing that I couldn't go through a dark path. I really had to tighten up my bootstraps and be even more disciplined than I usually am. I started working out a couple times a day, hiking, going to Pilates, riding my horse, going on a walk just to function. I drank tons of green juice. I did everything I could to try and stay positive. I meditated, I prayed, it was very challenging, but the great thing that happened was I had been on a photo shoot and met a man named Jordan Hall, who is now my business partner. And during COVID, instead of sitting and complaining about how everything's terrible, we came up with a business plan and we got some new investors. So now it's a very different ballgame because we have 2 sets of investors and we are coming up with another company. So it's pretty exciting. I guess why I'm telling all of this story is we are going to always have bumps in the road. Things are going to be difficult. How we decide to handle these challenges is what we need to do. We can't, there's always an option. You can choose to be happy, choose to be positive, or choose to give up. And I refuse to give up. I was on the doctor channel on Sirius Radio one day because I have become a sepsis awareness advocate, which is what my husband passed away from. And I heard this woman's introducing me, but I didn't realize she was speaking about me. She said, I have this really interesting guest on. She's had the most tragic life. And I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder who that is. And then she said my name. And my eyes popped out of my head. So when I came on, I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. I do not have a tragic life. I've had tragedies, but I am not tragic. To me, tragic is giving up, and I am not ever giving up. So I think grief, and then I started speaking about dealing with grief in a positive way. I started a foundation for my son, Bo, at the Northern Lights School in Oakland, California. Ken had been amazing playing in this celebrity golf tournament every year, and my kids as well, raising money for the kids to go to be on scholarship, because 90% of the kids at this school are on scholarship. And so I started, after Ken passed, Ken Flach Educational Fund, as well as the Baby Bo Educational Fund. And then my son, Ben, Bo's twin, has been playing golf for the last 5 years at this golf tournament and has raised over $100,000 for these kids to go to school. And my son is just 15 right now. And so he, in October, raised $36,000, which I'm bursting with pride, because 3 children are going to be able to go to private school for a year, which is changing lives, changing communities, and hopefully changing the world. So I feel really good that all of my children have been involved some way or another with the Northern Lights School, raising money or volunteering. And then I started an outdoor garden classroom in Mill Valley, California, at the Edna McGuire School. And it was named after my son, Bo. So it's the Bo Friedman Outdoor Classroom. And I'm passionate about nutrition and education. And I really feel good about, I want all children to have the experience very young of planting seeds, watching a tomato grow, and then harvesting it and cooking with it and doing science experiments. Because I feel that when kids are taught from a young age, or exposed at a young age, to proper nutrition, they are going to have a long life of being more open to eating healthier foods if they do that from a young age. So I've had all these other different things going on besides running my company and besides these photo shoots.
Right. So I think, for entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, I think there's a lot to unwrap here and learn from your experience. So one of the things I'd like you to talk to us a little bit about is, one, as entrepreneurs, we've got to be able to step out of our comfort zone. We've got to be willing to take some risks to go after that big dream. 2, we've got to be able to face the fact that there's a good probability, there's a high chance of failure. And 3, not giving up with failure. How do you bounce back? How do you do those? And in what you've told us, you've done all of those things, whether it's all tied into your entrepreneurship or different parts of your life. You've stepped out of your comfort zone. You've taken the chances. You've experienced failures or defeat, and you've bounced back from it. So how does someone create that mindset, that they've got the entrepreneurial mindset, that they're willing to take the risk, that they're willing to face failure? And if they do face failure, how do they bounce back, as you've done?
Well, I think we should start with the word failure. My definition of failure is not trying. So let's start with that.
Okay.
To me, giving up or not trying is failing. I feel that if you're trying and work hard, it's amazing how your luck changes when you work hard and not give up.
Right.
Right. I think that if you work hard, there's no way you're going to fail if you're doing everything you can do. Your luck changes, and it's not luck, it's hard work. And I think that's what's important, not giving up and really feeling. It's interesting. I have this client, well, it's one of my good friends, Tyler Florence. He's a celebrity chef. And we were on a shoot one day and he was asking about my company. And I said, he said, so how's it going? And I said, oh my gosh, it's like so much more money, so much more time, so much more everything. And he really had my favorite line of his for the day was, if anyone knew how hard it was to do what we do, no one would do a damn thing. And so it's true. It's almost better not to know how hard things are. I think it's a blessing sometimes, but I think I really knew, I guess I just didn't give up because I knew in my heart that things were going to always work out. And I think having a positive attitude, I do a ton of affirmations every day about the universe loving me, that I accept and expect miracles. Things are just constant affirmations. And I really feel that failure is not an option to me. It's just not. It will work out one way or another. And I think being a CEO, you can't do everything. And that's one thing I've learned. I've learned to get a team together. My job is to get a team together that can work well and efficiently and not feel that I have to be involved in, well, I am involved in everything, but I let the experts with the social media, the marketing, the different things, I let everyone do their job and respect them. And I want everyone to feel comfortable and work together. I think that's what a good CEO does. Also, if there's going to be things that you don't expect happen, you have to deal with it and just figure out a way out of it. That's our job.
That's excellent. One of the things you talked about was when you started your company, you were already doing celebrity makeup and those sort of things, which was a great avenue for you to introduce it. What would you say to a young entrepreneur that wants to start something like that, but they're not a celebrity makeup artist, they don't have the resources that way set up? How do they go about hustling and getting something like that going?
I didn't start out as a celebrity makeup artist. I started being a makeup artist, and then eventually I worked really hard. It wasn't just handed to me. I didn't just get an agent. I didn't just get celebrities. I did a ton of jobs for free. I contacted I'm pretty relentless. I contacted photographers. I contacted event planners. I contacted a bunch of people and said, will you work with me? Let's do testing. And some of those turned into magazine covers. I just loved what I was doing so much. I was trying to figure out different ways to do it. And little by little, I got an agent, and that turned into getting my first celebrity. And that turns into more in different magazines. So there were always goals. I really wanted to get my work into magazines. It was really important. I don't know why. I just had it in my head, like, oh my gosh, the first magazine I get into, I remember I was in the San Francisco Chronicle, which is where I live. And I couldn't even believe I got my products in. And it's so interesting how life is. My banker at the time knew the beauty editor at San Francisco Chronicle and asked me for some products to give to her. And I gave it to him, and he gave it to her, and she wrote an article. So it's so interesting. I was on another photo shoot not that long ago, and one of my clients said, I have this really good friend that has these beauty brands, and you guys need to do something. And his friend was in North or South Carolina at the time, and he called him right there and said, you have to meet this woman. Like, I think you guys should do something. And now this is someone that is coming in to my life, and we are doing another company together. So you just never know who you're going to meet that is kind enough to introduce you to someone or help you. You just, I think, have to be open. And I think when people see that have good energy and work really hard, that I think a lot of people are willing to help you more than you think. That's another thing I would say as advice. Don't feel ashamed or embarrassed or weird about asking for help. I've had so many people that are starting different makeup brands or companies calling me out of the blue and just asking my advice or what to do first and what to do second and third. And I'm very happy to help other people the same way other people helped me. And I think you do have to give back and help other people. It doesn't mean it's going to affect your company. And even if it does, it's still the right thing to do. You should help others, I think.
I think that's actually some great advice, because I know so many successful entrepreneurs that people would be scared to reach out to, feel uncomfortable reaching out to, but they're so giving. They want
Absolutely.
to see others succeed.
I have had celebrities and I've worked with different CEOs of different companies. I just did the makeup for the new CEO of Instacart. I've done the CFO of Google. I am the CEO of Hint Water. I am so blessed that I get these different entrepreneurs and successful business people in my makeup chair that I can just sit and speak with. And they are so kind and generous, giving me advice on things to do. So it's been pretty interesting. I don't know if everyone has that opportunity to get, I'm sure they don't, but I have been very blessed. But I use it to my advantage. I am incredibly grateful. I ask questions. I also know when not to talk on a shoot and to let them start, or sometimes they don't want to talk at all. So it doesn't always work out that every person in my chair is going to help or give advice or connect me to someone. Sometimes it's quiet, but you have to figure that out. When would be an appropriate time to ask a question?
Right. So what is the biggest struggle that you faced in your business and the biggest lesson that you learned from it?
That is a very good question. You're going to be getting a different answer today in 2022 than you would have gotten in 2010. So right now, the biggest challenge is competing with these influencers and celebrities, that the Kylie Jenners of the world, the Rihannas, that, for example, Kylie Jenner isn't a makeup artist, but she has an amazing last name and a lot of money backed behind her to create her own line. So it's frustrating sometimes when I'm self-funded and I, only have so much money on my limit on my American Express that I can charge things. So that gets a little frustrating, I have to say. But I've had to figure out how to, and that's why the investors come in, because there's no way I could have a successful company at this point competing with these influencers, because you have to pay them and you have to pay for marketing. So it's very, very expensive, much more than one would think. The good thing that my business partner and I have, he owns a production company. And so he's got all these amazing photographers. So we are very blessed that having me as a makeup and hair artist and he as a photographer, that we can get content daily that most companies have to pay for. So that's definitely very appealing to our investors. They like that.
Right. I bet. Okay. On the flip side of that, what is the biggest success that you feel that you've had, and what was the lesson learned from it?
Oh, let's see. Well, I think anytime that you have big sales or you get a nice celebrity, I was in Style magazine. Miley Cyrus had one of my lip glosses next to her bed and we didn't pay her. She just had it there. So that was pretty exciting. I remember my publicist called me. It was on my birthday that she told me that. And so it's pretty exciting. I think anytime that we can formulate a new product or expand and grow, it's pretty exciting. You just know how hard you work to get to that point. And I really try, especially because I've had these obstacles of my son passing and my husband passing, that I really appreciate these little milestones of little things. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Sometimes it's just someone sending me an email saying that them listening to me on a podcast inspired them to start a company or inspired them to grieve in a different way and being a little bit more positive. So it doesn't always have to be some numerical, thing that I've made a ton of money. Sometimes it's a little thing that means a lot to me.
Right. You talked about affirmations. You do affirmations. Talk
Yes.
a little bit about your thoughts around success and personal development and success habits and the sort of things that you believe people should put into their life on a daily basis to help them be successful in their business, in life, or whatever it is they're doing.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm very disciplined. I wake up at the same time every day. I wake up and have water and vitamins with either vinegar or black oxygen powder. I exercise every day. I do these affirmations. I try to meditate. I think all these positive things help me to be the best version of myself, to feel good about my day. I tell myself when I wake up, I love you, Christina, and I'm going to have a great day. And I think of 3 things I'm grateful for. I'm not always, I know I appear very positive and happy, which I am 98% of the time, but there are days that I am depressed and frustrated and grumpy. that doesn't feel natural to me. It feels very foreign to feel in a bad mood. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood and I don't even know that I am. I just think, oh, something feels not right and it's a bad mood. But I know that I've had to learn. I have this healer that I work with in Canada, and Diane, and she's taught me that you can't give an orange unless you have a basket of oranges to give. And so self-care, I think, especially if you're running a company or wanting to start one, is super important. You are not going to be able to be a good business partner or a good parent or a good mate if you're not feeling good or tired. So I know that if I am too tired or hungry or I haven't exercised, I am not going to be the best version of me. So I really try to do all that you can't control the universe or life, but I can control how I feel and how I react to things. So I think it's important to feel good about yourself and feel healthy, especially during this pandemic. I have been blessed, knock on wood, that I have not gotten the virus or any of the Delta or whatever else is floating around. I've been taking my vitamins and supplements. I've been doing everything I can to stay healthy and keep my immune system well. So I think that's super important, I feel.
Excellent. Thank you. What for a young entrepreneur or young aspiring entrepreneur, what would be your number one piece of advice you would give them?
Don't be afraid to try. Know it's going to all work out, and don't give up. Try. I just think figure out if you love doing it so much and you'll do it 7 days a week. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Enjoy it. Don't do a job or a business that you don't enjoy. It's not going to, that is going to be the demise of your company. If you're not loving it, because you have to think about it 24/7. And if you're not enjoying it or not loving it and it's a drudgery, it's not going to succeed, I don't think.
I agree with you 100%. That is great advice. Thank you. All right. So for our listeners, where do they find out more about you, about your company? How do they follow you? Share some of that information.
Well, if you would like to buy some lip gloss, go to prettygirlmakeup.com. We are offering for your listeners a discount code of 25% with the discount code PrettyGirl. We are on Instagram, PrettyGirlMkup. And if you want to see my work, ChristinaFlach.com, and on Instagram, Christina Flach Makeup. And we're on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, everywhere. So
perfect. And I'll make sure to put all those links in the show notes as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun learning more about you and what you've done and the journey you've taken. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
You may know this, but in addition to my coaching, I've recently joined Geneva Financial Home Loans, a mortgage lender headquartered in Chandler, Arizona, as a mortgage loan originator. I've always had a passion for serving others, and now I'm proud to also be a part of Home Loans Powered by Humans. If you're in the state of Arizona and looking to take the next step in your journey, contact me at 801-830-3858 to start the conversation. NMLS number 42056, BK number 0910215, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, I want to take a minute to talk to athletes and the parent of athletes. You heard us talking about how people are dealing with the anxiety and pressures of going through the pandemic and how you deal with those things. Well, when we look at athletics, when we look at these student athletes that are spending so much time, effort, money, everything to become the best that they can be at the physical aspects of their game, are they taking care of themselves with the mental game? Are they taking care of understanding how to play the mental game, how to increase their confidence, how to deal with their anxiety and the mental stresses that come in sports? Because you know what, the mental game is something that's often neglected, but it's just as important as the physical game. And it's often what separates the great from the good athletes. So if you want to become the best that you can be, if you want to develop a powerful mindset as an athlete, if you want to separate yourself from the competition, come and join me in the Confident Athlete program. Go to jeffheggie.com/confidentathlete. Check that out, and we'll see what we can do to help you out and to become the best that you can be and reach your full potential. I'll see you there. Thanks for being with me.
I'm looking for entrepreneurs, athletes, coaches, and other high achievers who want to discover their full potential. Those that have dreams and desires of getting to the next level and just need to figure out how to get there. Hi, my name is Jeff Heidi. I'm a success coach, and I want to show you the truth about developing a powerful mindset. One of the biggest things holding people back from achieving their dreams is their own limiting beliefs. And the bad thing about limiting beliefs is they prevent you from discovering your true potential and cause you to settle for way less than you really deserve. I've seen this time and again in business, athletics, all areas of life. And worst of all, many people never get past the idea that achieving their biggest dreams in life is just that, a dream. But luckily, now there's a solution for this problem. So if you're an entrepreneur, athlete, coach, or other high achiever that really wants to get to the next level, but it just hasn't happened yet, here's the solution you've been looking for. I want to introduce you to High Achievers Mindset Secrets. High Achievers Mindset Secrets is designed to help you gain control of your future, become absolutely clear on your goals and how you're going to achieve them, discover the true potential of what you have within yourself, and live every day with confidence. Intentionally live the life you desire, and much, much more. From day one, you'll be able to start implementing the strategies that will bring results into your life. High Achievers Mindset Secrets is designed specifically to meet your needs, and there's 3 options for you to choose from. First of all, there's the 6-module course. Over the course of these 6 modules, you'll learn the momentum cycle, the success cycle, and how to make them work in your favor. How to build confidence and self-belief. You'll learn to create clear goals, understand what you need to do to achieve them, and most importantly, you'll discover your why for each one. And I'll tell you now, it's not what you think. You'll learn the power of mindset questions, visualization, and having a vivid vision. You'll learn the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset and how you can change it. You'll understand the importance of proximity as power. You'll create personal development habits that lead to success. And you'll create your own personal success formula. You'll also learn the connection of mindset and mental health, the importance of state modeling and mindfulness, and so much more. The second option is the Academy. In the Academy, you get the full 6-module course, plus some specific, specialized one-on-one coaching. In the team program, it's designed for athletic teams, sales teams, executive teams, any team that wants to maximize its potential. Each person on the team will go through the 6-module course, and then there'll be some group coaching specifically with me. So again, if you're an entrepreneur, athlete, coach, or any other high achiever that really wants to get to the next level and you're committed to making it happen, you know every day counts. You deserve to be living the life that you want on your rules. You deserve to achieve those dreams, start that business, win that championship, get recruited, whatever that is that you desire. There's never been a better time in history to make a change and take charge of your future. You work hard, you want it bad, you're committed to making it happen. Let's do it now. So get on board with the High Achievers Mindset Secrets, because I look forward to working with you. Get more details at mindset.jeffhaggie.com.